What is the difference between an output and an outcome? And why does it matter as a product manager? Hello everyone, I am Debanjan Mazumdar. If you are a new product manager or aspiring to be one, I produce content on my channel exactly for people like you. So now let's get back to the question. What is an output and what is an outcome? What is the difference and how does it matter as a product manager? In my previous playlist, which if you haven't seen, I highly recommend you to watch. I will link it in the description below. It was all about product roadmaps. I described a product roadmap, what are the challenges, how to create one, how to manage stakeholders, how to tie them to the OKRs, etc., etc. Once you have produced or created a product roadmap, the obvious next step is to work on the delivery and the execution part. And this next playlist is all about that. So, an output is basically something which is a quantifiable unit which has been built by the engineering team. So it can be something like, say, API, a dashboard, or something like a self-service checkout. An outcome which concerns a product manager, which is you, is basically what does that output achieve. An output which is not tied to an outcome is just hanging out there in the thin air. So when you build a new dashboard, which is the output in this case, the outcome could look something like increase adoption by 30%, or if you introduce something like uh, build a self-service checkout, maybe the outcome is concerning reduce churn by 40% or increase retention by 40%. So you see the difference here. The aha moment for an engineer is basically deliver the outcome, mark the done on the Jira, or something like that. But for a product manager, what concerns us is to measure the outcome which is achieved by that output. So, how to do this? It is an easy three-step process. The first step is to always identify the outcome even before a single line of code is written. The outcomes could be improve retention by a measurable amount, or reduce churn by a measurable amount, increase adoption by a measurable amount, or something of this sort. Basically, something which will be achieved, which is tied to the company's OKRs. And there must be a measurable unit assigned to this particular outcome. The next step is the instrumentation. How to achieve that outcome? What needs to be built? Do we need to build a new dashboard? Do we need to build something like an SSO login, or do we need to build a new custom APIs, or do we need to add some AI automations, etc., etc.? So you need to basically instrument what will this outcome require to be built. The third step is to measure it. The term which I generally use here is that ship less, measure more. So as soon as you build something, say a small output, you have to immediately start measuring it. Run A/B tests. What are A/B tests? I will cover that in another video, but you have to measure what has been built if it is actually achieving the outcome which you desire or not. Without that, it doesn't mean anything. If it is doing the same, you need to iterate it. If it is not, you probably need to pivot. You just built a dashboard which is not tied to anything, and it does not achieve anything. So yeah, you did deliver something, but again, it did not achieve anything. It does not help your product, it does not help your customers. So basically, uh, output which is not tied to an outcome is just hanging out there. So this is what you need to focus on as a product manager. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments what was one outcome you found really difficult to achieve and why. Also, let me know in the comments that if there was ever a point in your career where you delivered something but it was not really tied to an outcome, and how you decided to pivot from there. You can also mention in the comments if you like my videos or if you dislike something. Again, as a product manager myself, building these videos are tied to an outcome that is to help you guys. So if I'm not able to achieve that through my videos, probably I need to do something else. I need to change the pattern in which I'm making these videos. So yeah, let me know in the comments. All feedback, all comments are welcome. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.